Welcome back to the 2025 PGT Mixed Games. It is time for the Event 6 final table, a $15,000 buy-in dealer's choice event headlined by none other than Poker Hall of Famer Daniel Negreanu in search of his first ever dealer's choice title. He's come close before on numerous occasions. Let's see if he can close it out today. My name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth, and joining us, special guest Kevin Gerhardt, four-time WSB bracelet winner, an expert when it comes to all these games in rotation. Here's a look at the lineup. Max Coleman on top. He is our chip leader. Nick Schulman, aspiring Poker Hall of Fame member, is the short stack. Brazil is represented as well. Vamos in the chat if you're with us from Brazil. You're Dzivielevski representing. The final seven guaranteed $39,000, $292,500 up top, and of course, a boatload of PGT points in the race for the $1 million PGT Championship. Now, let's get these cards in the air and find out whether Negreanu can battle his way through this tough lineup.
Pot limit hold'em. We saw Limit Omaha high yesterday. That's a game that's also in the mix. You have to be really a master of all trades, and if someone calls a game and sees that you don't really know what you're doing, that game will continue to get called until you are out of the tournaments.
Negreanu springing into action immediately. Picks up aces with the suit. Got the 4-5 to go along with it. Really nice prospects here in this game of high-low. And look at that. Already basically $1 million in the middle as we go to the flop. 4-6 jack. Negreanu's high chances have some good equity here.
Yeah, Negreanu playing ace-5 for the low. Miller also playing ace-5 for the low.
7 of diamonds on the turn. Negreanu with 4-5, also with a straight draw here. 7-5 gives Miller a different straight draw. River is the 4 of clubs. Negreanu, 3/4 here.
Yeah, the check back on the turn is really giving Miller some respect. Calling 3 bets out of the big blind for something like an ace-deuce or ace-3. We can see
I don't know.
that Negreanu is getting 3/4 of this pot.
Is this song coming all day?
I got a 4 and ace-5.
You got 3/4. Nice.
And Negreanu getting some additional value on the river. Might look like a tough bet to make there on the river.
150 from him.
Yeah, I think with having a 4 and blocking a 5 for the straight, you could definitely get called by something exactly like Miller had to get 3/4. I don't think you're scooping very often with the way the pre-flop action went, but he did get maximum value from his good aces.
At the poker table.
Yeah, it takes so much paying attention to every single piece of information you can get from your opponents.
Yeah, but I can't actually.
If they show you something, say in Vidusi, that is just not something that you agree with or the way you would play the hand, you're going to pick Vidusi every single time to get their chips.
Negreanu picks up aces for the second time in just 3 hands. This time suited again with 5-3 along with it. So
these are incredible aces.
Hot start for Negreanu. Dylan Smith in the big blind with queens. Gets out of the way, doesn't want to get involved.
It's definitely a reasonable hand to continue for 100,000, but you really are only looking for a queen on the flop. It's very disciplined, and he wants to keep his stack as high as possible for the big bet games where he probably has an edge against the rest of this lineup.
Look at how wonderful this flop connects with Negreanu's low possibilities. 7 on the turn gives him the nut low. Sternheimer, of course, drawing to the nut flush on an unpaired board. But this has potential to be quite painful for Sternheimer, who knows that Negreanu is likely to be on a strong low already.
Yeah, this is an amazing board for Daniel. He picks up the nut flush draw on the turn in hearts to go along with his full wheel wrap. Cannot lose the low, and a complete brick on the end.
Negreanu with a scooper here. As you can see, nothing for Sternheimer. And when I say nothing, I really mean it. This is like absolutely nothing. Whiffing on everything. The ace-6 for the low. Not even an emergency given the way the action has gone.
Yeah, it's really hard for him to call with the way the action went. There's so much money in there. I mean, you are getting 7-1 on your call. He does make the correct fold.
Ace, ace, 3, 5, and a flush draw. Believe it?
You're getting some hands.
I mean, I had ace, ace, 4, 5, and this time ace, ace, 3, 5 was hard.
All right, so don't blink now. Daniel Negreanu, in a matter of a few hands, now the chip leader in this tournament.
I mean, the
Not in 8 games.
Yellow is the same as big blind, but
Just
in order to
no,
hold
yeah.
them. Yeah. The 50K as well.
Yeah.
First championship.
I have a good
That
story.
I remember, but
I have a good
this is
story
you
about
opened and he's all in.
All right, Miller all in here. Jack 10, 9, 6, 3, a hand that he cannot draw with. Negreanu with the initial raiser, as you can see, drawing to a 10, 9, 8, which means that he's drawing to a better hand.
Good news for you. I was stealing. Big time.
Negreanu was
Yeah, I
using
really
his stack
doing my money.
to his
I'm gonna-
advantage and still
I
giving
don't
his
know, pray
opponent
that
so
you're
much
fucking
information.
Taking one? No?
Live off.
I might be. I might not be. Oh, I am live. That's crazy.
All right, so Negreanu searching for...
It is a 2 across.
2 across is death for Miller.
All right, Ryan Miller eliminated in 7th
so we
place,
were in
just
the 1500
like that.
US
Negreanu
was-
makes a 10-9.
And no
And
limit
that
comes
spells
up,
the
and
end
it's like
for
you got to put in 1.5
Miller.
XP.
I mean, we're not even an hour in, and I feel like Negreanu hasn't lost a hand yet. It is insane. He is up 3.4 million from his starting stack. Everyone else is down chips, except for Schulman, who's up a measly 125,000 as he decides to shove here. And Coleman finds the pad 9-8. Coleman out of position, which is not unimportant.
Schulman did this because he has what we call a convertible hand. If your opponent is drawing 1, you can stay pat with the Jack 7 and be a slight equity favorite. If your opponent stays pat in front of you can decide to break and draw to a 7, which most of the time will win the pot.
Coleman doing some math here, calculating how much this is going to be for, and he does make the call.
Good luck.
Pat.
Coleman's a very big equity favorite.
Coleman announces pat. Instant draw here for Schulman. 1 card to come. He's got tons of outs. Can he find one?
Couple of 9s were folded from Daniel
I
too,
am Pat.
so keep that in mind.
Right. So he has like
down
10 outs
Mind if I
to
squeeze?
improve
Squeeze
his
away.
hand.
Okay. Just gather myself here, suits-wise.
Make sure he knows what suit
The
it
mental
is.
masturbation
It's
begins.
nothing across.
Oh, baby.
Nothing across.
Yeah.
It's a club. We
Nothing
like
across
a
clubs.
club.
50-50.
There it is.
And Nick Schulman makes a 7-6 to double through Coleman. He now up to 2 million. The two
Continuous
Mm-hmm.
biggest stars of the
improvement.
table doing quite well here. Schulman in his favorite and possibly best game, finding the double up in the game
He
that
was
he
really
called
gathering himself there, Nick.
on this orbit. Negreanu still in search of his first dealer's choice title.
This would be a little too egregious to open under the gun with a
Raising
2-card
Daisy.
4-5. Oh my gosh, he is just putting the pressure on.
Negreanu, of course, thinking to himself, first of all, they're likely to fold. Second of all, I have 3 draws.
Right. Schulman's coming in. This is a monstrous hand. You have a
believe it's a
2-4-7
raise.
Badoogie with a wheel draw for the 5-card hand. So I suspect Negreanu's going to take 3. Schulman's going to take 1. Smith's going to come in there too with his 2-5-6. We're going to get a big pot.
Oh,
Wow, he's just letting Negreanu take it. 2-3-6 for Coleman too.
Coleman in the big blind. Now, this game is limit, so it gets increasingly expensive to continue drawing, which is a massive advantage for Negreanu. The thing here, though, is that a lot will be revealed about the strength of Negreanu's hand when the first draw happens, which will put Schulman in the driver's seat to apply pressure the other way.
Right. And we can see Max actually should fold this hand if he knows what cards are in his opponent's hand. The 4 of spades and the 5 of spades dead, which are his 2 best cards. He's looking for exactly the 7 or 8 or 9 of spades to continue in this hand. That's an amazing fold. Maybe he just believes Schulman.
Negreanu drawing 2, Schulman drawing 1.
Okay, so if Daniel's drawing 2, that means he kept the 9, I
It's
would
going to
assume.
be a check for me.
And Negreanu with the draw disadvantage here, 2 versus Schulman's 1, is going to slow down. And as it is a custom in these games, when you have the lead or the perceived lead, you generally want to bet.
Yes.
Schulman does make a queen Badugi, queen low, which not really a showdown hand, but
It's maybe too much, but of note, if Coleman was in the hand, he would have caught exactly the 8 of spades, which is the second best card he could have caught, and he would have
check
had
for me.
a massive lead in this hand, drawing to an 8-6 with an 8 Badugi.
so ace is bad in this game, so Negreanu does not find a way to improve. It is a diamond, but that, of course, doesn't help him. And Schulman stays Badugi, if that's a way to put it, by catching a heart. But still, it's only a king low, so we're not excited about that.
No, not at all. Maybe if it was a jack or a 10, you could stay patent and hope Negreanu doesn't catch up.
So Negreanu draws 1. Now, just to keep in line with how this game works, Negreanu is looking for a low diamond card. That is what he's looking for.
All right.
Schulman is looking
Yeah,
for a
baby.
low heart.
Phew.
Yeah, we see all the 3s are dead, so Schulman cannot make a wheel this hand.
Negreanu
Wow.
makes a 9-8 both ways, and Schulman
what?
catches the ace of spades.
My bet.
Wow.
We know that the deuce and 6 of diamonds were dead from previous hands. The 8 of diamonds is the exact perfect card that Negreanu could have caught for him to win this entire pot. This is crazy.
And stone worst card for Schulman here.
Yeah, he is not happy. Negreanu is still just...
Oh,
He must have got some sun this morning and is just running hotter than the sun.
How did you fold that?
That is crazy.
9-9. 9-9.
was I on this episode?
You weren't in the clip.
Okay.
But you tell me.
Yeah,
Are people getting naked?
Oh, that might have to be added to the Wheel of Pain. We'll talk about it. Coleman here raising with jacks. Sternheimer with a pair of 6s in the big blind with almost nothing left behind. My brain is going a million miles a minute trying to figure this game out. I have never really played this before. Do you just, go for broke, draw 3 to a 6?
So Sternheimer has already put in 200K of his 325K to start and is drawing 3 to try and hit it exactly a 6 against Coleman here. There's sometimes there's just nothing you can do. You know that you're behind and you need to improve to make 2 pair or 3 of a kind. And
So
he
we got
determines.
jacks all in versus 6s. Sternheimer with
going
3
first?
chances.
You mind going first?
Yeah, if Coleman catches a jack, it's pretty much over. It does not improve.
Just,
All right, so Sternheimer left with a pair of 6s.
Okay, if I start?
go for it.
Coleman with a pair of jacks will send Sternheimer to the rail. And Philip Sternheimer will be our 6th place finisher as he still sweats the cards.
Yep, he just said he's sweating a 3 across, which is a 6, 7, or 8, and it's a diamond, so he knows that he's live, but he's a 2-to-1 underdog to make the 6.
Opens to both teams.
He's going real deep, sweating both sides, switch to the top.
No.
He's looking for the pip in the middle.
Good game, Phil.
All right, Sternheimer collecting $53,625 for finishing in 6th place. We are now down to the final 5, and despite knocking the player out, Coleman's still only on 725,000
big.
chips because Negreanu
Last hand,
is
one big.
the king of the castle here
I would jam.
at the final table of this event.
So
The graphic does say pot limit
Raise.
Omaha, but that's because we don't have a different Omaha graphic.
Just raising from the
It's
base.
limit Omaha, high only.
wow, Schulman as the 2nd shortest stack picks up a monster in Limit Omaha High. Does not care about ICM. ICM is for poor people.
Good luck, Nicholas.
Let's go.
All right, Negreanu makes the call. Schulman with only
Low probability I'm folding.
a small
Very
bet
low.
Yeah,
What do you got,
left.
150?
150.
See, the equities are just so close in this game. Both players flopping a king.
King
Got it.
4 deuce.
You got it? What is it?
King 4, yeah.
Okay.
I got it for now. You're not
sure it's
dead.
not like
But he says, I got it. He's like, you just got it? You got it.
Negreanu out in front with kings and fours. Schulman needs oxygen and some cards because he's about to be out of this thing unless he hits one of those outs at the top of your screen.
Got
10
10
on the turn.
It's funny, I made kings and tens, but it's good for him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we
9
Schulman.
plus, you need 9 jack queen.
Picks up a
Ace,
much
right?
bigger
Deuce
draw.
no good? Or deuce?
No, I have
Deuce no
kings
good.
and
You have
tens.
kings and tens. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Schulman looking
got a
for
Monkey.
Monkey.
one of
yeah.
those
Monkey.
cards on the river.
Fine, there you go, buddy.
And it's an ace on the
down.
river. Schulman hits
Monkey.
Broadway, survives,
I had a
and
much better
can
hand.
come up for some air.
But I think it's just going to be so hard for Smith and Coleman to call. Smith does take advantage here.
Oh, wow.
It's probably good enough.
Call.
Coleman wanting to call, looking at just one card. Just make sure that the other one isn't a deuce, I guess. But Coleman does make the call. Smith all in and at risk. Jack 8 versus Ace King. 975 in the middle. All right, here comes the flop. Can Smith survive again? Well, it looks unlikely. Coleman pairs his ace. There are some backdoor options, but not a whole lot here for Smith. Turn card. 6 of spades, and that'll do it. Dylan Smith eliminated in 5th place. What a roller coaster. I believe he doubled up about 4 or 5 times, but still got short time and time again. He will collect $73,125 for his efforts. And look at Dzivielevski. What a way to ladder
Right, it's just like I
now
had a-
into
well, I mean,
the
I had
final
really bad
4
hand, but
with just
I had a feeling
300,000 chips.
smack him.
Yeah, anything reasonable. Negreanu's all in. Can put Schulman in such an ICM cage.
Little acting.
10 seconds. 275.
Interesting. I wonder if he's trying to balance his range of being reasonable hands. And now he's giving Schulman a chance to just call, draw to make his hand, and then decide if he wants to put more money in there instead of Nick just being all in to start.
So in a way, Negreanu should have just jammed to make this decision a lot more polarizing.
I think so. I think Negreanu jams here, and it's a lot harder for Nick. Oh my gosh.
Nick pairs his 3. Negreanu ends up with Jack 10-9, again making a hand. And I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
And Schulman's not going anywhere pre-draw. He has to put his money in with a hand this strong. Negreanu just failed to knock out another player.
Now, Negreanu's goal is to get everyone down to 1 big bet.
Yeah.
And then end it 4 ways.
And even if Schulman if he finds a fold here, which I would guess, I mean, he's still ahead of Coleman and Yuri. Like, he's still ahead of them in chips.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. And he knows next hand, like you said, Kevin, Coleman's all in except for 25K. Like he's got to commit 250 of his 275. So this is another wild spot.
Once again, Negreanu with, I mean, slightly the worst draw, but Schulman has a monstrous draw that just didn't come to anything. He knows Negreanu would jam every single card that he catches here, but are you beating 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s? It's just, there's so many more cards in the deck that beat you than not. And do we want to gamble when we do have the other 2 players covered? I don't think so.
If you
feel like
play,
he's bluffing, Chino. What do you like, bro? It really feels that way to me, but
Oh my God.
Is this phone a friend? What is this?
I'm surprised he didn't run over. Nick, let me sweat your cards.
he might still be doing that. Chino Ream in the house, as always, leading the PGT Mixed Game standings.
Notice Negreanu,
Just raise
who's
those fives
sometimes
kinda to fuck with
talkative.
you. It all happened so fast, and now here we are. I just kind of wanted to be funny. It's just min 5s there. Heavens to Betsy. It's okay. It happens.
Wonder if that's specifically because, you know,
Sort of
Nick
have to
probably
just
can
have
read
sevens,
people.
but you kind of have to. Every time I feel like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Time extension.
Jack, buddy.
Good hand. 2 3s. Good hand. Happy to hear that.
He has,
Until there's
he has
nothing
91%
left.
of the chips. There's no more vacuuming left to be done. He has 91% of the chips.
All right, Daniel, all in. Thank you.
I mean, that's enough.
Right here.
He,
4 people.
5 yellow chips would have been enough to put every other player all in.
And Yuri's in such a tough spot here too because he knows Coleman is basically all in except for a quarter. He has to fold almost anything. Schulman has to fold. Oh my God.
He has a hand too.
He has like the worst hand that you would ever call with here, and he
Seems
just
unlikely
he has to
now.
do
I
it.
mean,
There were some situations.
yeah, right if they come.
Donnie, I don't know if Tim Duckworth is tracking stats on this. Coleman is going to make the call here, by the way, drawing
Bird.
2.
Sure.
Yeah. Pretty good one.
All right, Negreanu drawing to
I'll
a
let you know.
9-6-5.
9.
7
yeah,
for
that's the one
Daniel
you
for
want.
sure.
It's a
Oh
three
my
cross.
God.
There it is.
And it's a
There
close.
it is.
He makes a 9-7, and that is it for Max Coleman. Coleman busted in 4th place. He was second in chips for a while there, but this tournament just belongs to Daniel Negreanu until otherwise declared.
Seems
Coleman
big.
collecting
150.
97,500. And look at Dzivielevski. I don't think he's
my
won a hand
gosh.
today.
Let's see.
All right, Dzivielevski will be all in with a bunch of garbage. Negreanu has to call 100K here.
It's not quads.
Oh, he only has to call 50K.
Oh, 50K.
Definitely not play. Now I have to decide.
All right.
Okay.
Negreanu tossing 2,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think it's draw 2 and draw 3.
This is just ridiculous.
I don't think Yuri should have looked at his hand because maybe now he gives off some sort of tell to Daniel.
Well, Negreanu is thinking.
Wow,
he's
I actually like that a lot because it's so hard to have anything.
Don't make a pair and you win. Okay?
Okay.
Just don't pair and you're good.
all right.
And
So
don't make it
Negreanu with Ace King
3 clubs too.
standing pat, and Dzivielevski pairs his 4s,
There.
and that is it.
GG.
Yeah.
The Brazilian pro squeezed his way into the top 3,
What am I going to draw? 1?
And,
gets
but-
Drawing 2
eliminated,
No, it's either 2 or that, of course.
taking home
Seems like against the
$131,000.
blind
What odds does Schulman have to win this heads up? Put a number on it, Donnie. Right now, before the first hand.
35 to 1. I mean, I don't know.
It is
I
insane.
mean, it's going to be very, very hard.
First prize in this event.
Well, it might be over right here. Negreanu dealt a pat hand. Going to shove a lot of different hands. Wow. Oh, no. I mean, Schulman only had 75K back.
Okay,
How many are you
this.
taking?
I'm taking 4. It's no limit single draw, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take 4.
All right, so 4-card draw
All
for
right.
Schulman.
Got a jack to beat.
You got a jack?
Yeah.
I made a
my
sick
God.
key. You know, I could have
Yeah,
drawn
yeah.
3 to the 7 queen.
Oh, sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
Jack
so
one.
let's see if
Jack
Schulman
10-9.
can pull off the first of many
Make a jack
miracles
to
needed
top.
here.
I mean, this would be a miracle.
This would be an absolute miracle if
I
he
have
draws
a good
4.
feeling about you this hand. Like,
About me?
I feel like you're a. Right away, we're. Okay.
All right, we're still live.
You're in the
Okay,
game.
he sweated a 3 across.
Yes, sir.
It just keeps coming.
Sounds like a no
They're
across,
trained
yeah.
pigs.
No way.
Always been very lucky at low ball. Very. My whole life.
Oh, no way.
Let's go. Let's play a little longer.
Give him the 4 across.
Oh, he makes the
Oh,
jack.
my God.
Schulman makes
Let's
it
go.
jack
was
7 after drawing 4.
As if this final table needed
Just
anything
4.
else.
Boom.
Draw 4 versus a pat,
Yeah.
and he just rips it
Good thing
off.
you didn't take, good thing you didn't take the queen. How much
Okay,
you got now?
so-
Like 600-700?
No.
Negreanu is choosing a
5.
new game now.
500 and it's your
Schulman
game?
has the button.
Okay, here you go, sir.
Let's just do PLO.
PLO.
Yeah.
Negreanu just wants to run it.
Time for
That
some
way we don't
flips.
have
Time for some flips.
to sit around.
It doesn't matter. We're flipping in PLO anyways. Let's go, boys.
Yep.
All right, we are flipping indeed. Turn them up, boys.
Wow, what a hand for Negreanu.
That's the problem.
I mean, you have Queen Jack 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though.
Huh?
I was just hoping
Oh,
to
you
be
know
a
you
little
do.
more
Yeah,
live.
I didn't see that. I had the 6.
I have Jack 6 too, and you got bigger cards.
It's PLO.
I need the wolf pack.
We know the wolf pack is the middle cards in the deck.
Ace of Hearts is a
You
Five-
got too much
5
out there.
through
It's just
9s.
5.
5 total, yeah.
All right, so Schulman looking to get back up to $1 million. Apologies again for the graphics, but it doesn't really matter all that much yet. Let's see if Schulman can survive another one. Jack 10, 7-6 versus Ace Queen, Jack 6. Negreanu, heavy favorite here
I
to
don't want
close
to
it
lose
out.
this one. I've decided.
Uh,
The first one was fine, but I think I'm
Just-
over
just
like that
60,
Nina.
40.
That's a heavy
I like
favorite in
this
PLO.
kind of.
Yeah.
Ace,
You have
8,
the
9.
I got the 7,
2
10
hearts.
Jack.
Buddy, you have the wrap.
And the 6.
You're a favorite.
And the spades.
Jeez. The ace was like such a good one, but
Yeah,
Not with the rest
it's
of it.
50-50 here.
Any eliminators? Fever is an eliminator.
An ace on the turn.
10 is not good for me.
Ace on the turn is like
Annoying, super annoying.
very big helper.
All right, Schulman still.
Okay,
There it
that's
is.
the nuts.
Double
I
up.
just have to fade a 10.
Oh, a 10. I didn't even see that. Oh.
All right, so Schulman looking for
Didn't see
his
that.
second double up.
He's whistling.
Hey,
Oh, boy.
that was an early whistle.
He whistled himself into a 10.
Keep it low.
Waiting for the river. Okay, graphics are back. Negreanu with 3 outs to close it out. Can he find it? It's not there.
Winner.
Schulman doubles up a second time.
I'll
Okay,
also
we're not
lead,
done
by
yet.
the way, as you in the World Series
I mean-
to Galfond.
I believe it. Yeah. You got
I have 5, yeah.
All right.
Got what I was waiting for.
You got the 4s.
All right, Schulman
Walkers.
all in. Queen 5,
This is
4,
a fair
4.
fight.
9, 7, 6, 3 for Negreanu.
Reasonable. Fair fight. You think you're going to lose this one? I feel like you think you are.
I really thought I was going to lose the one that I folded that I should call. So this I kind of feel like I'm going to win, to be honest.
Oh.
Because I don't want to trust the deck stuff too
Yeah.
much, but I knew I was going to.
I think I'll hit like a 7 or a 9.
Ace-9 Badugi versus you.
All right, here comes the flop. 50-50. Schulman's tournament life on the line yet again.
4.
That's a
And
bogey.
that is
Yeah, you
quite
win.
all right.
Can't win.
Dead on the flop. Dead on the
right.
flop. The luck is starting to turn.
And the button, and it's my game now?
Yeah.
You can only do so much with 2 bigs, but.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to put a check raising on 6 and really outplay.
Oh, I'm not trying to do any of that. Just want to hit hands as always.
Yeah.
All right, 7-card stud is the name of the game. Haven't seen this one today, and Schulman finds split kings versus Negreanu with split 10s, and is the luck really starting to turn here? Because if Schulman takes this thing all the way to 7th, which is very likely given the fact that we are heads up and both players have a pair, then all of a sudden we're looking at a really, really exciting match here. And look at the cards being shown here.
I can't believe this is a real hand.
This is insane.
To start stud.
Schulman just called. He didn't even complete it on 3rd Street.
And we're going to just rip it in here, so it seems. 3 bets on 4th Street. Negreanu thinking his 10 is going to be good quite a few amounts at a time. And he picks up a gut shot straight draw
Okay,
along
put it
with
in.
it.
Everything's
Ace.
so even. Another
I had the king.
50-50.
Wanted to trap you up.
I had the
a little bit.
10s to start.
I was just getting.
That money was
I was
getting
just
in no
getting
matter what.
fancy.
Yeah, that money gets in all day. I think
Wow.
I could hit this.
Yes, I think it gets in with the split 10s playing heads up stud.
Thing.
You have a straight draw.
Yes, I
and
do.
10s.
This is
I have a
ridiculous.
lonely
This
pair
is a
of
good
kings.
9.
Small.
Pair of
Okay.
kings. And
Would you
Negreanu
mind
goes
Down
down
in
small.
dirty. Oh, I'm
Thank
gonna
you
squeeze
very
it
much.
just for a sec.
No, take your time,
Yeah,
by the
no.
way. I just want you to show it
Yeah,
first.
of course.
Don't show us.
Of
Let them
course.
squeeze
Let's
it.
see. You might not need to look. It's 3 across. That means
Donnie
you-
and Kevin both blocking the screen.
Okay.
And the kings for Schulman hold up
there?
3.7 million to 6.1 million.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is something.
When we're playing
This
3
is a
more
little
hands of
something
stud.
at
This is a
point
bit.
now.
You know what is
This
it like?
a bit something
4
now.
Is it 4 in a row?
You know, it's a lot.
4, yeah.
The fact that he started off this heads-up battle by drawing 4 and making his hand to survive in no limit deuce is just insane to begin with.
And
This whole final table has been like one of those ones we're gonna like look back on in a
Yes.
couple of years and be like, "Do you remember this?" And then it's gonna be like, "Do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when this happened?" Like it's one of those final tables. It's been absolutely outrageous.
I wouldn't act so angry.
If Schulman wins this, do we submit this to the Global Poker Awards for final table performance?
Why can't it be final table performance for the way
mean-
Daniel has bowled this thing over? Like
That's
I mean,
also
this has
true.
been insane.
Insane.
We already got hand of the year locked up with the Keating hand
Oh, yeah.
from High Stakes Poker, right? Why don't we get final table performance of the year locked up as well?
Oh, wow. 3 clubs, ace high versus 3 diamonds.
punish, Daniel. Punish.
It's going to come over the top.
You're not very happy if you're Nick in this spot.
Getting raised by a 5.
Yeah, it's
You're thinking, you know, pocket pair of some variety.
yeah. You know your equity with 3 low diamonds that don't make a straight.
4th
Good.
diamond for Schulman. Is this where we just press? Negreanu pairs his 8, by the way.
Yeah, much less likely Schulman has an 8. 50-50 again.
Schulman looking for a diamond. Instead catches a 4, makes at least a pair, which offers him some emergency outs towards 2-pair, which in stud high can often be enough. Negreanu continues applying the pressure. Schulman's still 55% equity in this hand. Don't forget about the fact that a 4, a deuce, an 8, a jack,
I was
a
just going to
diamond.
say, this would be a sexy raise. Like, such a good spot to put in the raise. Maybe deny some equity to Negreanu. Schulman just looking to get it in with pair and flush draw.
Schulman finds the raise and makes 8s and 4s somehow. Gets another bet in. Negreanu trying to find out what is going on here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's so many cards that Negreanu needs that are dead in Schulman's hand. He needs to
10 seconds.
just to make 2-pair.
Negreanu does make the call. Schulman 84% here with 3.7 million chips in the middle.
Ace 8, 6, 5 for Negreanu.
Schulman's card hits the reader, and he gets the check mark after the scanner picks up on the signal. Negreanu does not improve, and Schulman, with 8s and 4s, holds on to the winner here. Do we check call and save 200K? That's the question. Or do we bet with the chance of having to call all in for 200K?
It's really, really dicey. I really like going for value here.
Schulman bets 400,000. And Negreanu calls it off. Even more for Schulman after getting maximum value.
The 8s too.
And the stacks are basically tied.
Oh, what a nice hand for Schulman.
Ace, queen, 7-3 double suited on the button for Schulman. Might see some fireworks here.
Pot.
He announces a pot size raise. And this gets expensive fast. And
Oh my
Negreanu
God.
finds ace, ace, king, queen, and comes right over the top. Doesn't waste any time.
2.25 total?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is happening?
Oh my gosh.
This is insanity.
So the world we're
Only
living
just
in.
So I don't do
Yeah.
anything crazy.
Of course, of course.
You know?
All in call, yep. Well, you got 2 suits.
Get this hand.
Got the primo in again. Nothing, I'm just kidding.
I got the what?
I can't believe this hand.
That would be a fitting way for you to win today. All those
Ace,
great
ace,
hands
king,
you've
queen.
had.
It- I
it
mean-
was just good hand day.
I'd be good with it.
I saw so many of those. I folded an ace and Limit Omaha 3 bigs. I said it must be double suited.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just waiting for that
like a
Schulman
deuce,
reaction
deuce.
when Negreanu tables at aces,
like a
but
deuce,
it
deuce,
is
deuce.
now or never for
Calling
Nick Schulman.
Deuce is super
Very
aggressive here,
specific.
Daniel.
Well, I'm done with the sweats.
I
shaking.
get it, but
I'm shaking inside. I
I
had
feel
one bet.
like-
You know, you're comfortable. You were free rolling.
I don't like how we both have ace queen. I need some 4s,
I understand,
some 5s,
yeah.
some diamonds.
Is there a sweat available?
2 sevens.
Negreanu a favorite here to close it out.
there.
And we see
Get it
6,
better?
5, 6 on the
So you
flop.
need a 4 now.
Schulman looking for a 4 and a 4
and you have
only.
An eliminator.
I do.
Daniel Negreanu
You got backdoor spades.
on the brink of closing it out. Schulman looking for a sweat. It's the deuce of clubs on the turn. Schulman once again looking for a 4 and a 4 only, or Negreanu will take this thing down after one of the
boy,
most
scared me,
dominating
man,
performances in PGT history.
Good game, brother.
Nick Schulman versus Daniel
Heebie-jeebies.
Negreanu.
You know how stressful it is? I lost to Helmut like that too, remember?
What a way
98-2
to
or
end
whatever.
it here today.